So a little over a year ago in March 2024, there was actually the first arrest ever in Japan that had to do with illegally modified Nintendo Switch consoles. And fast forward to actually just 4 days ago, this man has now been sentenced in Japan. He didn't get a gigantic prison sentence. He actually only got a small prison sentence that was suspended, but he did get fined for it. So this is from NTV. This is a Japanese news website, and I have translated it. It says that on April 14th, so that was just 4 days ago, the Kochi District Court handed down a suspended sentence to the man that was accused of violating the Trademark Act for illegally modifying the popular Nintendo Switch console and selling it on the internet. So I don't know if he just used Japan's version of like Facebook Marketplace or if he used the dark web. I don't really know. So this was Fumihiro Otobi. This was a 58-year-old transportation worker. So he was arrested in March of 2024 on suspicion of welding modified parts to the circuit board of a second-hand Nintendo Switch and then selling... Oh, okay, so I guess I didn't read this part earlier. He sold it on a flea market app. Okay, so yeah, kind of similar to like Facebook Marketplace. So no, not the dark web, nothing that deep. So he charged 28,000 yen for each modified console, and then overall he got sentenced to 2 years of prison. This was suspended for 3 years, and he did get a fine of 500,000 yen. So that's actually quite a bit of information, so I want to break it down. So he was sentenced to 2 years of prison, but this was suspended for 3 years. Kind of deciphering what this means and kind of through the translation of it, I think this means that he's not actually going to prison. He's probably on probation or a form of probation for 3 years. And basically, if he is a good little boy, if he goes to school every day with an apple on his desk, then after 3 years, he will not have to go to prison at all, and this will just be completely suspended from him. Now, as far as the actual Switch consoles themselves that he was selling, well, first off, it says that he used second-hand Nintendo Switch consoles. So I don't know if this means this is like a third-party kind of Nintendo Switch console, like that wasn't actually made from Nintendo. That's not exactly clear, so maybe that's the case, but it says that he welded modified parts to the circuit board. From what that sounds like, basically he probably had a chip that had a bunch of Switch games preloaded on them, and that was kind of the extra feature that he had included in it, so that would kind of be the incentive of, you know, why to buy this versus an actual Switch console. It's going to come with all of the games on it. That's usually how stuff like this works. So then, yeah, sold it on a flea market app. That's probably how he got caught. I mean, that's kind of easy to follow. I mean, think of it like if somebody sold drugs on Facebook Marketplace, it wouldn't take long before that idiot got arrested. So finally, he sold each console for, from what it says, 28,000 Japanese yen. Now, putting this into Google, this is almost 200 US dollars. This is $196 each. Yeah, that probably makes the whole thing make more sense why people wanted to buy this. I mean, if you could get a Switch for $200 that had literally every game on it, I guess that makes sense. Now, it also says he was fined 500,000 Japanese yen. Now, that equals about 3,500 US dollars. That's not a lot. I mean, definitely still a fairly significant amount for one person, but this isn't millions of US dollars. I mean, this guy didn't run like a Switch empire. And if you think about it, I mean, fines usually are equal to kind of the amount that you actually profited off of the illegal content. Sometimes you have to include different court costs and different damages to that company. So doing the math and showing my work here, he was fined 500k yen and he sold each console for about 28k. That means he only sold about 17 consoles before getting arrested, but I would probably guess that it was way less than this because, like I said, you have to factor in court costs and damages to Nintendo. That's all a part of that fine as well. So I'm guessing he maybe sold only like 10 consoles before he got caught. Once again, kind of obvious that it didn't take that long before he got arrested because it probably wasn't very hard to track him down from that flea market app. As I said, this was the first ever arrest in Japan, surprisingly, for modded Switches. Maybe it will be the only one since the Switch 2 is coming out very soon. I guess time will tell, and time will also tell if this happens again with the Switch 2.